Thanks, Aaron. Hi, Sam. Jonathan Tannenwald from the Philly Inquirer here. Now that this team gets to start to look long-term a bit, with not a major tournament right in earshot, what's it like for you as a player who, really shot to prominence under Emma and now clearly is part of the long-term plans? What's it like for you to be able to think long-term with the national team for a while?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not something I take for granted at all, and I'm definitely someone who lives day by day and step by step. As much as we are focused on all of the things that we want to do in the future, it's about like how we get there, and for me that's focusing in on my details and my process at every training, every camp, every day I'm on or off field, I feel like is an important one. So I'm just focused, especially this year, like you said, where we don't have a major tournament per se, to be able to focus in on my development and my growth, and some fine-tuning of little details of my game is a really great opportunity that we're not always able to have. So again, it's not something I take for granted. As Foxy knows too, like it's always a privilege just to be here, and there's never a camp or a game or a training that I take for granted. So I'm just grateful to be along for the ride and want to just continue to focus on my development and my growth as much as I can.
And Emily, for you, one of the other things that often happens in these 2 years after an Olympics, there's a long history of American players going over to Europe at this time in a cycle, and you were already there. You just welcomed a new teammate, obviously, in Jenna Neiswanger. What's it been like for you watching a new wave of Americans start to come over, obviously, including the one who you now share a locker room with?
Yeah, it's been great to have Jenna with me, have a travel buddy, and, have someone that gets to kind of be with me and experience both, the travel and being in the WSL and being for the national team. So again, I think it's been great. In terms of the wave, like you've been saying, I think really it's just everyone's individual decision. I think for me personally, it was just the right decision for me to go at the time, even with, the Olympics and kind of the craziness of that year. I still felt like it was right. So again, with Jenna, it's been amazing to have her, and also have Nay in the league too. So yeah.
Thanks, JT. Let's go to Andrew Jones.
Thanks as always, Aaron. First off, I'm going to ask you, Em, just your full reaction to not only that great goal and the 5-0 win on Sunday against Tottenham, but also just the reactions. You had Jenna give you the My Queen on Instagram, and all love that you got there. Your reaction just towards, that goal. And for you, Sam, your sister Alex got to be at the Eagles parade in terms of covering it, and how that atmosphere was, and how she's so proud of you as a whole sister right there. You just talk about just your bond with that, and seeing her whole parade highlights that she had to deal with.
Me first? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it was just the icing on the cake in terms of like the London Derby. And before I got the ball, Leah was like screaming at me to shoot it. So I was like, knew what I was gonna do, getting a lot of support. And then, I just think, when you can celebrate with your teammates and their joy seeing you score when it doesn't happen very often, it's just really special. And it was an amazing atmosphere and goal, and never gonna forget it. So
I was just wondering before saying that, did you hear the roar of the crowd, or how did that go through your head, or were you just too surprised?
I mean, I think it felt slow motion, kind of. I think when you can tell it feels right in terms of the contact and whatnot. And then, for me, I always, when anyone celebrates or scores, go to your teammates and just, celebrate with them. So it was great.
Sammy, explain to me what your sister was actually doing.
Yeah, so she's transitioned from a bit of more of like a beat writer for the Phillies to doing more feature writing for the Inquirer. So obviously that includes other Philly sports like the Eagles. So she did get to go to the Super Bowl. I think she was like in the locker room. I like saw her stories of them with, she's like celebrating with the Eagles. I'm like, okay, it's casual. And then, was obviously a part of the parade and whatnot. So we haven't been able to catch up much. She's been obviously crazy busy. I've been pretty busy as well. So I'm excited to hear more about all her stories. I'm sure she has many from that experience, but I'm just super proud of her, and obviously she's doing such important work, especially as a woman in the sports world and as a sports writer. So super proud of her, and just I love seeing, you know, her continued development and in her role, and how she's kind of branching out to new sports and new adventures now, and finding so many unique angles and stories to tell. I think it's such a skill that she has. So yeah, very proud little sister.
Love it.
And just Aaron, you might have asked Sam,
go.
how your off season's gone in terms of how you build up towards this new year for you, Sam.
Yeah, absolutely. The off season was really great. I was able to take a break, which, as we all know, is a rare opportunity. So I tried to take advantage of that as much as possible. Got great time with my family and friends, and then had a great kind of progressive build up into our January camp, and now into, I guess, week 3 or so of preseason. So it's kind of crazy. We're already at this point. But I do feel super grateful to have had the opportunity to really shut down for a bit, both body and mind, enjoy a bit of rest after what was a crazy 2024. And I do think 2025 just presents such a cool opportunity, like I said, to really hone in on growth and development without having kind of the pressures of a major tournament. And I know that that's a huge goal for me, and I know for us as a team, like we're not wasting any time, though it is maybe a down year, for lack of a better term, with no tournament. Like, we are taking advantage of every second that we have together, and so I'm really excited for the growth that we'll be able to experience with that.
Jason Anderson, go ahead.
Hello to you both. This question is for both of you. You both play positions where your relationship with the goalkeeper is obviously a really big part of the job, and with the national team, that's kind of changed now with Alyssa Nayer's retirement from the national team. What have you seen in this camp from the goalkeepers that are in camp with you right now?
Yeah, I mean, we just had our first session a few hours ago, so I think everyone's very excited to be here and kind of get the nerves out and start the tournament that we have. I think with both of them, they're both extremely talented, and again, both very eager to just get on the field, get the connections, get the relationships, and show what they have. So I feel like both are just on and off the field great teammates and competitors, and with that, like you said, with the defense and connection with the goalkeeper, it's huge. But I feel like they're up for the task, and they're already looking forward to it. So, yeah.
Anything to add, Sammy?
Yeah, I second what Foxy said. I think we have so much talent in our goalkeeper pool, and I think it is a really exciting time and opportunity for them to kind of come into this this position where, like, it's kind of open and there's an opportunity to really take a shot at it. And like Foxy said, I think the keepers we have here, and Jane and Mandy and Fallon, like, they're so incredibly talented and great with their feet and have such a great understanding of the game. And I know we both just have so much belief and support them so much. And I think these games, again, are such a cool opportunity for them to continue to learn and be with the group and really take steps forward in their national team careers.
Let's go to Leslie Ryder. Go ahead, Leslie.
Hey folks, just a quick question, I think more for Sam. Just coming out of that January mega camp where there were so many new faces around, and seeing who gets to come back for February. I mean, what's the vibe like, just having all that new energy around?
Yeah, it's an exciting vibe. I think, like, the word I kind of go back to is just like opportunity. I think it's a really cool opportunity as players who have now been around for a bit longer to help lead the young ones as much as we can. And then for the younger ones, it's an incredible opportunity to, be a part of this group and hopefully win a trophy at the end of the week and come home with some hardware. And so while it's a totally different vibe and there's a lot of new energy, fresh faces, and that can, there's challenges in navigating that in certain moments, I think there's so much opportunity for us as a team to continue to deepen our player pool, to continue to layer in our understanding of tactics and the way we want to play. And so, yeah, I think it's been such a cool experience to kind of help bring some of the newer and younger ones along. And I know that's something none of us take lightly, and we love kind of the aspect of leadership that brings. So it's been a pleasure just having so many new faces in camp, and I think they're all doing such a great job in attacking a really challenging task and just facing it head on.
Let's go to, and if anyone else has a question, please raise your hand. Otherwise, Sophie will be the last one. Go ahead, Sophie Nicolau.
Hi guys, thanks so much for your time. A question for Emily and then one for both of you. Emily, Gooners have really fallen in love with you and love having you in this team. How has playing for the Arsenal, do you think, such a historical club, better prepared you for transitioning and playing for such a trailblazing coach like Emma Hayes in the US women's national team? And then for both of you, in your downtime during She Believes Cup, what's your Netflix and chill right now and your favorite tune?
Okay, good question.
I think for me, you know, it's every day. Like the players that I train with in training, they're all stars on all their national teams. And so I think with that, you have a lot of inspiration and competition within training. And then within games, it's the same thing. You know, I'm playing against some of the best players in the world. So I feel like that definitely has helped prepare me coming here, where it's the exact same thing, best players in the US. So definitely the competition in the squad.
The aura of the club a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, and to that point, you know, I think at Arsenal, it's always a mentality of just getting better and better, and I feel like that is who I am as well. So I think going to the club and having a similar philosophy and mindset, it just has been so helpful and kind of giving me that confidence to, you know, keep going and get better and bring all that to national teams. So, yeah.
Downtime?
Downtime.
As if you have a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
So I just finished The Last of Us. Not really a chill part, very intense, apocalyptic type of show, but I just finished that. And then song, I mean, after the Super Bowl, like a lot of Kendrick Lamar for me. Yeah.
Well, I've been rewatching Gossip Girl. It's just like nostalgic for me, but I am like a big Seinfeld girl as well. So that's like my comfort show. And that's been on. Very different. You're apocalyptic.
I know,
I'm like 90s
I'm like
sitcom.
stressed.
And then music, yeah, similar to Voxy, some Kendrick Lamar, obviously all the rave right now. But the Lumineers also came out with a new album, so I've been listening to that. So, yeah.
All right,
Love it. Thank you.
Thanks, Obi. Looks like JT's got another one. Go ahead, JT.
I do, and I'll make it clear that Andrew asked the question about Alex. I did not. You know, in the abstract I asked Emily earlier about this wave of Americans going to Europe. And I know your name was in the headlines for a moment during this transfer window, but in the abstract, sort of as a theory, is playing in Europe someday something that would interest you?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're there, so I could have process of elimination figured that one out. Yeah, look, I mean, as a, you know, I think for the longest time, it's been a goal for me. I think even when I was in college, my college coaches can attest to this. I've always had an interest and a curiosity of what it'd be like to play in Europe. So I'm not closing any doors or ruling anything out. I think being able to compete in the Champions League and, you know, in, you know, various European leagues would be an amazing adventure. Right now, obviously, I am a Portland Thorn through and through. But I am also not one to close any doors to opportunities that may or may not come in the future. Who knows what's down the road? I know that I'm good where I'm at right now and love the organization that I'm a part of and privileged to be a part of. So we'll see what the future brings. But I think it's just amazing that we as female athletes and female soccer players have so many options of these incredible leagues and the way that they've progressed and developed over the years that, you know, there's not just one place you can play. There's so many options and so many incredible leagues and so much talent out there. So, yeah.
Appreciate it as always. Thanks.
Thanks, JT. Last one goes to Andrew again. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to hear your favorite Seinfeld show on that one, but, you know, we can leave that for another time with it. If you, just for both of you, if you had the chance to score a goal from midfield or be able to defeat 4 or 5 defenders, which goal would you choose as the special golazo? The first one for you, Sam, since we can ask that.
What are you doing?
I think midfield, I mean, just being realistic, I feel like I'd find myself more closer to midfield. I mean, maybe it's not a realistic question though, so I'm going to go with midfield. You know, Carly Lloyd 2015?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. incredible.
Well,
So.
Foxy almost scored from midfield. That's
Oh.
an exaggeration, but
Huh? Yeah.
I know.
Exaggeration.
It was like 28 yards. Pretty good.
I think I would love to beat 5 people. Yeah.
And there you have it.
Why not?
Why not?
The defender wants to dribble,
Yeah.
so that's a good way to end.